All right, so warm up number 115 is on your screen, and it's the same practice we've been doing already for about a week. Number one, it's graph the circle. Number two, simplify using long division. Number three is simplify that log. Number four, compute the missing length of the right triangle and find at the end cosine of angle B. So I'll give you some time for that. Ready and go. All right, check with the neighbor, see what they got for the warm up. They should be done by now. All right, here we go. Number one, I need a center and a radius. Zachary, what'd you get? Radius is what? So 4, 6 for the center and radius 8. Hands, have you got that? Looks about right. Pass them one. So -1 times 1 over x minus 1 plus 10. Hands, if you got that? Yeah, I'll take that. You can also just write the negative by itself without that 1 right there. That's good. Thank you. All right, pass someone. Number 3. Marco, what'd you get for number 3? Y equals what? 6. Hands, if you got that? Looks about right. Now number 4, x is approximately and x is exactly. Let's start with the exactly. Pass someone, please. Three. Close. Help them out, Nick. Okay. Let's see. Let's try on the other side. Cheney, what'd you get for the exact x equals? Yeah. Oh, what's the approximate? 3 point what? 3.16 units. That is correct. And exactly, it's square root of 10 units. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. Now, with that said, we need cosine angle B. What'd you get for cosine angle B? Mel, what'd you get? I'm sorry? Listen. Three over 3.16, approximately. That is correct. Adjacent over hypotenuse. All right, let's move on. Copy the agenda for today. Agenda warm up number 115. Today we're going to finish off the study guide. So that'll give us plenty of time to study before we take the final on the 9th. What day? On the 9th. Telling everyone when we start with the final, please, so that they don't forget. Okay. You good, Mary, over there? You good? Yeah, okay. All right. And once again, we're getting closer and closer for me to be checking your binders and notebooks. So make sure you're keeping up with your notes, keeping organized, which I know you guys are always very organized. Appreciate it. All right. And home plate from last night was numbers 25 to 31. Only 7 problems, 700 points. Go to Canvas. Turn that in right now, please. and then get a blank sheet of paper out ready for Cornell Notes and get your study guide in front of you. We're going to finish off the last 3 for today. Yay. Yes. All right. So make sure that's turned in before you leave the class. So it's going to be docked. So our objective for today, I can master all semester 2 concepts and skills. So go to your Cornell Notes and I want you to write example number 32Q. 32Q. Write this down. We got let's do 5 to the x plus 12 exponent equals to 125 to the x exponent. So if we were to solve for x on this one, that means we need to figure out what the exponents are. To do that, these two need to have the same base. So first thing, this stays the same. This one, we're going to change it to base what? 5. And we need to know 5 to the what gives me 125, but then we multiply that times x is already there. So your neighbor, 5 to the what gives us 125. 5 to the what? Everyone? 5 times itself, how many times? 3 times. Yeah, 5 times 5 is 25 times 5, that's 125. So let's rewrite this. This is 5 to the x plus 12 equals to 5 to the 3x. So do we have same basis? Yes, Mr. Q. So what does that mean? That if it's an equal sign, bless you, obviously the exponents are equal to each other. So we're going to create a little equation on the right side of that. X plus 2 equals to 3x, and we solve for x. So tell you never what to do there to solve for x. Good conversations. All right. Pablo, what do I do? Subtract x to each side. That is correct. We're left with 12 equals 2x. And lastly, everyone, we divide by 2. Therefore, 6 equals x. And that's our solution. With that said, go to your study guide. I want you to do number 32 by yourself. Let me go to the study guide. There's number 32. Then it says solve 3 to the exponent of x plus 15 equals to 81 to the exponent of x. All right, so let's see what we got. Help me what to tell me what to write, please. How about Diego? Tell me what to write from here. Go. 3 to the x plus 15 equals to what? 3 to the 4x. Hands, have you got it to write there? Okay. Continue. What do I write next? Daniel, go. Help them out, Jessica. What do I write next? X plus 15 equals 4x, and then we solve. Continue from there, Leo. minus x to each side. We're left with 15 equals 3x. And lastly, divide by 3, 5 equals x. Correct answer is C. Hands if you got C. All right, we got this. Yes, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with these? Yeah, and that's going to end our trip through logs. Therefore, let's go to number 30. 30 what? 33. Let's go. All right, let's go to the unit circle. I'm going to zoom into this, and this is what I want us to do first before anything, before answer. Let's start labeling this portion first. So we're going to start with this point right here. This point is square root 3 over 2, comma, 1/2. Once you do this one, look up. This one is very similar to that one, but you exchange the x and the y. So now this one over here is 1/2 square root 3 over 2. And of course, the easiest one that you memorized already was this middle one, which is square root 2 over 2, comma, square root 2 over 2. All right. So now check this out. This is where some of you made some mistakes in the past when we got to this one. I said, look up, to use the y-axis kind of like a mirror, but not completely exactly like a mirror, because I don't know if you guys notice when you're in the mirror and you touch your right ear on the mirror, it's actually the left one. If you actually look at it through the lens of, like, you guys understand what I'm saying? So here, all I'm saying is that follow this one straight to the other side, and that is exactly the same coordinate, the exact same coordinate, square root 3 over 2 and 1/2. So do that right now. Don't worry about the signs right now. Let's just reflect those to the other side. So that one goes there. Of course, the next one right above it is square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. And of course, the one above is the inverse of this one, which is 1/2 square root 3 over 2. All right, so now that we have this one, now we're going to reflect downward. Look up. So now the x-axis is our mirror. So now we're going to reflect this one there. So what goes there? Square root 3 over 2, comma, 1/2 for that one. And of course, the next one is square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. And the last one is the inverse of that one, or you flip them, 1/2, comma, square root 3 over 2. And once we have that one, now we go this way. So we go from here to there. So this one is square root 3 over 2, 1/2. This one is square root 2 over 2. And then the bottom one, like I said, is flipping this one. So this is 1/2 square root 3 over 2. All right. What do you guys notice I did? Well, I just rewrote all of them and they're almost exactly the same. What didn't I do? I didn't write the signs. Let's do that till the end. So here it goes to make sure we understand what signs go with what. So for quadrant 1, the x and the y, both of them are positives. Are both of them positives? Yes. For quadrant 2, the x is negative and the y is positive. So at that point, we do this: minus, minus, and minus. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yes, Mr. Q, we love these. Quadrant 3, we have both x and y are negative. So that's when we do both of these. Both negatives, both negatives. Make sure you label them negatives. And last but not least, quadrant 4, the x is positive and the y is negative. So you go there and you label your y's as negatives. So now that we have it all labeled, let's look at the question that they're asking on this one. They're asking, Select the corresponding coordinates for quadrant 2. Now, I want you to pay attention to the given possible answers. Tell your neighbor the only thing that changes from one to the other. What's the only thing that changes? Everyone, what changes? The sign. So if you know the sign, which one goes with which, then you should know the answer, yes? So quadrant 2, tell your neighbor what you got for quadrant 2. Correct answer, everyone? A, and so on and so forth. And that's all they're gonna ask for that question. They're gonna change me the quadrant to quadrant 3, quadrant 1, quadrant 4, it doesn't matter. But now you know how to set it up first, okay? All right, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with this one? Yeah, 5, 5, 5, okay. So that was number 33, and let's go to the last one. Let's go. Number 34. All right, before we answer that one, look up to the screen. I want you to write sine, angle, cosine, angle, tangent, angle. So it doesn't matter what angle it is, I'm gonna label it angle Q. So I want you to write what goes over what for sine angle Q, what goes over what for sine angle, cosine angle Q, and tangent angle Q. You're like, where's angle Q? It doesn't matter, it's any angle. What do we do to find a sine for any angle, cosine for any angle, tangent for any angle on a right triangle? Talk with your neighbor, fill that in really quick. All right, good conversations. Kevin, to find sine angle Q. Help them out, Fatima. Very good. Opposite over hypotenuse. My goodness. Ah. Okay, tell your neighbor to find cosine. What goes there? Very good. Adjacent over hypotenuse. And last but not least, tangent. How do we find tangent? Opposite over adjacent. This is the only one that doesn't use a hypotenuse. Now, before we get started in answering the question over here, tell your neighbor which one of those is a hypotenuse. Which side is a hypotenuse? The longest side. Longest side is a hypotenuse. I'm going to label that. This is my hypotenuse. So now that I have that, let's answer the question. It says sine of angle B. Sine of angle B. All right, tell your neighbor what you got. Sine angle B. All right, Sebastian, what'd you get? C. 12 over 13. Okay, so sine, we said it was opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite sine is 12 over 13. That is correct. Let's go. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with trig functions? Yeah, we got this, right? We've been doing these for the warm-ups forever. All right, so let me see. So here goes a quick poll. It's on your screen. From 1 to 5, how comfortable do you feel with the whole study guide? Where do you think you're going to score? Got some 80s, 66s. I got 100%. Let's go. 100%. 80s, 100%. some 66%. All right, so that's telling us that we need to get cracking with the studying, right? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, so for tonight, your home plate, tell your neighbor what the home plate for tonight is. Study which one specifically? Very good, 31, 32, and 33, but of course, many of you are like, no, Mr. Q, I'm gonna study the whole thing. Let's go. Stop the video at this point. Those of you that are watching online, go and look at the other videos in case you are missing any other